I was sitting by a campfire at a lake, talking with an older man about rodeos and horses. It was about 11 at night and the sun had just gone down. The sky was beautiful. But there were two younger guys that did not like me being there. I felt a hard bump on my head that almost knocked me out of my chair. I caught myself and turned around, and I saw the second blow coming at me, what looked like long clubs that hit me in the face. The guys kept swinging. I started running. My friend's lakeside cabin was about 100 yards away. By the time I got there, I had so much blood in my eyes that I could hardly see. I remember wiping them as I crawled up onto the deck on the front of the cabin. I remember seeing my friend's daughter, about 10 years old, looking out the window and yelling, "Dad, come quick. Mom, don't look." The next thing I remember, I was in their kitchen, where they had gotten a nurse friend, from a cabin a couple down from theirs. They were trying to clean me up and deciding what to do. I don't remember anything between then and waking up in the hospital. They had me on a stretcher and were deciding the best way to sew me up. I remember them talking, saying that it was a bad pummeling with some kind of object that had blunt corners. And that I was the third person that this had happened to since the rodeo had come to the district. I don't remember anything else about the hospital until the next morning. After they started working on me, I think that is when I blacked out. I was off, outside somewhere. I was so mad at God for letting this happen, I cursed and yelled and screamed and said, "What is all this, be good to your fellow man, crap?" I screamed, "How could you betray and ambush me like this? I do all of this good stuff and look what you give me. You are a lying, double-crossing fork." I yelled, and kicked and punched and swore as best I could. I was screaming and crying, and was even mad that I couldn't curse better. As all of this was going on, I felt something like a warm hand come down and just cradle me. I screamed louder, kicked, and hit. The hand just held me. It exuded the most perfect love and warmth and softness, and absolutely no judgment. But my rage continued because now I had something to fight against. And I screamed my lungs out and kicked and hit, and from the hand came a voice. It said in the softest, nicest, most honest, beautiful, trustworthy voice, "Barry, all you need to know is that I love you absolutely, no matter what." That made me even madder, and I yelled and cried, and cursed, and cried, and hit, and cried, for what seemed like a long time. And I challenged the voice and said, "Oh, yeah. What if I was a pedophile or a murderer or a wife-beater? Then would you still love me, you liar?" The voice just kept saying, "None of that matters, all you need to know is that I love you absolutely, no matter what." After what seemed a long time of this, I finally wore out and just fell down and cried, and cried, and cried. And the hand with the perfect love, far softer and more perfect than I had ever experienced here on earth, just held me and kept saying, "All you really need to know is that I love you, absolutely, no matter what." I just gave up, and as it held me, I felt a love and a trustworthiness that would be like that of the best friend that you could ever have in the world. I thought, if it is true, what he told me, then I can do anything I want and God will see it as okay. And, knowing this is the most beautiful friend in the world, who will never leave me, then I will never do anything that this friend would ever be ashamed or embarrassed about me doing. I will do whatever I think he will like. For him. I left the hypocrisies of the church, but did thank the church for helping lead me to this. The church is no longer for me, but maybe it is good for others, to help them find God's absolute love, also. I had 4 lacerations, 2 of them on my head, front and back, both more than 3 inches long. 3 broken ribs, a broken wrist, many bruises, and a punctured hand. When I woke up the next day, I couldn't believe that you could hurt so much and still be alive. But even so, I did not have animosity for those 2 young guys. Strange, isn't it?